All right, here we go. Welcome to the ZoShow Live. I am your host, Coach Zo. This is sponsored and brought to you by Distal Point Tumbling. Let's get into it, okay? Winning. I am Coach Zo. I've won a national championship. I've won Coach of the Year for both cheer and dance at the same time. I've won conference championships. I've been runner-up at conference championships. I've won all-star competitions, all-star the one. I've won a national championship at the one. Whatever it is, I've won, right? And I will tell you that winning is very simple, but it's not easy, right? And I think that any cheer coach can win in any arena. I think that any cheer team can win in any arena. But we have to define what is winning, okay? When I was a younger coach, I just really wanted my legacy. I really wanted to be the best coach ever to have ever exist. First of all, I didn't start cheering until I was in college, and so I only had like a football frame of reference when it came to sports. And who I always wanted to be, I said I wanted to be the cheer version of Coach K. I went to Bethany College, and one of the greatest coaches at Bethany College was Coach K, and I've always admired him. He was always very calm. Every time I seen him, he seemed like he was under control. He had like the largest Doberman wolf breed pit animal, and he never put it on a leash. He just always had control of the situation, right? And when I started coaching, I was like, I want to be the cheer version of him, but I'm very high energy. I was the exact opposite. I'm always yelling. I'm always in your face. I just had a very big attitude, and so I thought that at every competition, it was a reflection on my ability to coach. And if we didn't win, it was a stain against my legacy. And so I'd be very mean. I'd be very nasty to my athletes, right? Because every time they'd make a mistake, they're jeopardizing my legacy. That's what I was thinking. They're jeopardizing people being able to speak about me the way they speak about Coach K. Anytime I hear anyone who played football in Kansas in the 70s, oh my goodness, Coach Kessinger. I just run it through a brick wall for Coach Kessinger. I do anything for Coach. He is the greatest coach. He's never had a losing season. I wanted that, right? I wanted people to respect me. I wanted people to look up to me. I wanted people to validate the fact that I was doing what I was supposed to do, right? When I first started cheer coaching, I always had this thing in my head where it was like, I'm not a real cheer coach. Look at me. I've never cheered in high school. I was too scared. I didn't want the people to make fun of me. I never cheered all-star. I didn't have the opportunity. I didn't learn how to tumble till I was 20 years old. Like, I'm not supposed to be here. What is that called? Imposter syndrome, right? I had imposter syndrome. I'm not supposed to be here. And so anytime I was coaching, I was trying to prove that I belong. And so I would study, and I would yell at all these girls like, can't tell me that that's not how you do it, because I've studied XYZ, and I went to this clinic, and I went to USASF coaching clinic, blah, 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 blah. You're going to do it the way I said it. But we all know, sometimes we forget, but we all know. We all know that people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? And sometimes we, in our selfishness, forget that. We forget that they're not going to do it because we say do it. They're not going to do it because we say do it. They're going to do it because they believe that what we're saying is in their best interest. If I'm yelling all the time about winning and you messing up my reputation, then when I tell an athlete to throw their back handspring, they're thinking in their head, he doesn't want me to throw this back handspring because he thinks that it's best for me. He wants me to throw this back handspring because if I get a back handspring, it's going to help him win. That's totally different. That's totally different, right? And so I believe that any team, any coach, anybody can win. But what are you willing to sacrifice for it? What are you willing to do for it? Let's not go there. If you want to win, you want to be a winning coach, first thing you need to do is define winning. You have to define it, right? Because I want to win is not a real goal. It's not a real strategy. Because you want to win what? Okay, I want to win state. Okay, we're a high school cheerleader. We want to win state. We want to win state at what cost? We want to win state how badly? We want to win state. That's a more complete thought, but it leaves a lot of room for interpretation. I want to prepare my athletes in such a way that when we get to state, the only logical result is that we win. That's even better. But that still doesn't tell you how badly. What are you willing to sacrifice, right? Because when I first started, I was willing to sacrifice anything and anyone. I didn't care. I did not care. You can't be at practice, you better be at practice. Now. And if not, you're off the team. Don't care. Why? You're jeopardizing my ability to win. You're jeopardizing my legacy. You hear all the words I'm using when I was a younger coach is me, selfish, me, want, right? All I was doing was taking. They're already paying me. They're already paying me to coach them, right? And then I'm taking more. That's not how you win. That's not how you build a winning culture. That's not how you build a winning championship. And that's not how you build a legacy. At least, no, it's not. You can't do it. And so, define winning, right? For me, here is what winning is. Let's talk high school cheer. That way, we got a good frame, right? High school cheer, we have tryouts. We start with X amount of athletes. You can imagine that if I'm coaching it, we're going to be pushing it a little bit, so we might have one or two that get injured. My goal is to create an environment that is I want to create an environment that fosters growth in the spirit of and sport of cheerleading. That it inspires people to continually looking for self-improvement, that are open to correction, and that are not patient with their teammates. I want to create that environment, and I want to foster it so high, at such a high level, that if we were to compete at state, the only logical result is that we win, right? Now we have a frame, high school cheer, but we also have boundaries. We have parameters. So now we know how far we can go, and if we go outside of that, that's out of bounds. We're not doing that, and we don't have to. It actually. I saw a shirt the other day that I started to realize is like discipline equals freedom. Discipline equals freedom. And we're going to get to a whole nother aspect of that. But right now we have parameters. And so that gives us freedom on the fact that, hi, welcome, that now when we make our decisions, we know that it's not selfishness. These are the parameters that we created, right? I want to foster an environment that people want to have self-improvement. So that means that if somebody's asking me, Coach, will you spot me in a back handspring? I have to say yes. Why do I have to say yes? Because I want to foster self-improvement. Why would I say no? The only reason I'm going to say no is because, hey, if you truly want your back handspring, then you need to have X, Y, and Z back walkover, right? We know that we need that first. But it gives me parameters to execute the bad side without feeling like a bad guy. Ooh. It gives me parameters to execute the bad side without being the bad guy. If these are the parameters, hey, like, let's say we have a team captain and she's having a bad day and she starts yelling at the girls and telling them this, that about their mom, shut it down. I'm going to tell the captain, shut it down. Get out of my practice. You got to go. Right? I'm not the bad guy. That's outside of the parameters. This is a safe place where we foster the environment of self-improvement. Are we always going to be perfect? Absolutely not. But what we're not going to do is that, right? If we don't have those parameters, if it's just winning, then you might not be able to tell your captain to stop talking to the team like that, because the goal is to win, right? So make sure that we have the parameters. The next thing I want to do when it comes to winning, right? So I have how I want to win. You have to understand, right? If we're competing for state, hi guys, so I'm talking about winning and competing for state as a high school cheer coach, high school cheer team. If we're talking about winning state, everyone else who's going to state in our division has that same goal. So the goal is not what I want to focus on. That's never what I'm going to focus on. Day one, I'm going to define winning, and I'm going to tell them the parameters, and then I'm going to say, cool. Are we cool with this? First of all, I want buy-in. I want buy-in because I hate when people, I always like to, sorry, I didn't plan this. I was busy. But anyway, I always like to set expectations because I never want somebody to come onto my team and say, oh, I didn't think it was going to be like this. No, you knew that. You knew that because I told you at the very beginning, right? So, hey, are we okay with this being our team? Cool. Now, if we want this and we want to perform well at state, these are the things that we have to do to perform well at state, right? I always sell the process. I never talk about the result. The result is, we can't decide if we're going to beat a team. We can't, we might have a bad day, but we can always focus on the process. Hey, if we want to be a team that fosters the environment so high in self-improvement that when we get to state, the only logical result is that we win, then that means that we should be doing X amount of toe touches every day. We should be eating whole foods. We should be drinking tons of water every day, right? I don't really do diet plans for high schoolers. I think that's a little crazy. Only time is like seniors when they're trying to get onto a team, a D1 team. I might tell them, okay, if you want to maximize, then here's what I'll do. But for just kids, hey, stay away from the garbage. Stay away from the cake and the donuts and the soda and the prime. Stay away from prime. That's not real. That's not real. You might as well be drinking sugar water, right? So if this is what we want to do, if winning is what we want to do, this is how we have to do it, right? And then, so we have the parameters, we have the process. What the next thing I like to do is lead by example, right? Lead by example. And how do I do that? I show them all the things I'm doing outside of practice for them. All the things outside of practice, right? As a coach, we're making practice plans, training videos, right? I put one post out. Hey, I have a free jump training video. I have like 150 people who signed up for that video, right? Because as coaches, we're always trying to figure out like, how can we get better? What can we do? Right? So, hey, watching this training video, I'll text them or I'll put in a group chat. Hey, watching this training video, I cannot wait to show you what I learned about jumps, right? It's only 45 minutes. Oh, 45 minutes. So coach spent 45 minutes outside of practice and we have a 2-hour practice. Oh, okay. Hey, I just drew up a little workout that I think is going to be great outside of practice. I've been working on it for the last 30 minutes. Okay, so he was doing jump training for 45 minutes and he just made a workout for us for 30 minutes. And I'll just keep going. Hey, so I just looked over the state schedule and it looks like, I know we still have 6 months before we compete, but it looks like if everything is similar to last year, then we'll be competing in the middle, about 9th or 10th, so in that first round. So we'll want to make sure that we're nice and limber all the way through after warm-ups because we might be sitting for a while, right? And now what that does is that puts it shows them effort. So one thing that we as adults don't understand too much is like kids get everything from us. They learn everything by the way that we show them, right? So I'll give you an example. One time, so every morning, my son has special needs and he has special socks and he has to put them on all the time and then he has braces, right? And every morning, that's my job. I make his lunch, I get his water, and then I put his braces on and get him dressed while my wife works on everything else. And this morning, I wasn't able to get him dressed. My wife was getting him dressed. He has no clothes on, just his diapers. And she starts putting on his socks. And he says, I don't have any clothes on. You putting my socks on? She's like, yeah, that's fine. And then he looks over at me as to say, Dad, is that okay? Me and my wife have a rule where it's like, we got to support each other. So I couldn't say, yo, that's crazy. But he looked at me and I was like, it's a little crazy. And she caught that. She caught that he looked at me to see, to verify whether or not that was like, that is that crazy or is that not crazy? We didn't say a word, but we knew it was a little crazy, but keep it low. What I told him when I say nothing, crazy, yes, but keep it low because we love mom and we gotta let her cook, right? Kids get what they learn, they model, that's the word. They model how to move in an environment through us, right? And so when they see me putting in all this extra effort outside of practice, the ones who care about the team, the ones who are not self-conscious, but like aware. I don't want to say aware, thoughtful. There we go. I'm not thoughtful. The ones that are thoughtful, they're going to be like, oh, that's what coach is doing. So that means that I should probably be doing this outside of practice, right? So I'm modeling what success looks like. And then, so we have parameters, we have the expectations, we have the model for success. And then what you have to do is you have to measure it, okay? We make a budget, we make a monthly budget in this house of how much money we're going to spend because we want to make sure that we are on track. We're not spending too much. We don't put ourselves in a hole. I make a schedule for my day every night, not every night, 4:30 p.m. I go through what I got done today, what I need to get done tomorrow, and then I make a plan for the next day, right? So what was I talking about? I saw a text, it threw me off. So yeah, then we measure it. So then at the end of every week, first of all, this is something I learned very late. Record your practices, record them, okay? Because even as a coach, if I'm working with this group and this group just went up, I might caught like what the flyer did wrong. I might caught one thing that went wrong on that side, but I didn't catch everything. If you record the practices, then we can measure it because we can go back and say, hey, I missed this. When I started recording my practice, this was so fire. I used to work at FedEx and I was a FedEx distribution center. So we were up there. I was the manager too. So I got there like 2 a.m. and I would be there from 2 a.m. to 8 a.m. But it's FedEx. I didn't really care. I was a coach. So I would watch videos of practice from 3 a.m. to 6 or 7 a.m. And while I'm at work at FedEx, I'm watching these videos and I'll be like, I'll text the girls, hey, yo, Carly, you see, I'll send a screenshot. Yo, you see this right here? Do me a favor. Tonight, when we go to practice, fix that. And he'd be like, oh, okay. Hey, yo, you see this back hamstring? You see how your arms are so far apart? Hey, tonight, let's work on that, right? If you record your practices, if you measure how far we've come, then at the end of the week, end of the week, end of the 2 weeks, hey, guys, this is what we've done. This is where we've been. This is where we are on the schedule, right? So we still have 6 months till state. Cool, but we're 2 weeks in and we're flat. Do you think if our goal is here and we're running this way, do you think we're gonna reach our goal? I don't see how, right? And so, all right, parameters, we have the expectations, we have the process, we have the modeling, and then we have the measuring. And then make the corrections as you can, right? Understanding that, so those are 4 things to win, right? Those are 4 things to win. The last thing is, as the coach, again, this is modeling, but this is a whole separate thing from modeling to me, is understand that there are things outside of your control. And instead of reacting to when those things take place, what you need to do every week is center yourself and then measure also, hey, what's on track? This is actually a trauma response from me, but I think it works really well. It's actually worked really well for me, right? What I'll do is I'll measure all my athletes and I'm like, okay, who's behaving normally, right? And there's only about 2 of them. Every week, somebody's having some drama, some stress, some whatever, boy problems, school problems, life problems, mama problems, right? And so those are the people I don't worry about, right? Because I'm coaching them through the ups and the lows of their life. But that one person who's been kind of chill for 2 or 3 weeks straight, that's the person I'm looking at, because it's always a person you don't expect. Oh, little Susie, she's always in practice on time, and she's always excited at practice, and she's always giving her best, and she never complains. That's the one. That's the one that's going to hit you from left field. So while we're measuring our practices and we're measuring how they're going, we also need to make sure that we tapping in. Tap into every single athlete, right? The problem is that the nail that sticks out gets hammered, right? But that means that we're not paying attention to the rest of the frame of the house. And when we're not doing that, it's the one person we're not paying attention to that throws us for a loop. And for me, it always like made me sick to my stomach, because this is the one that I've trusted. This is the one that I never had any problems with. And then all of a sudden you can't be on the team anymore. All of a sudden you have to leave school, right? I know this is high school, but I coach college more. So I'm just trauma responding right now, right? I had a girl, Cece, I love her to death. Like, she was a volleyball player, but she said she always wanted to cheer. And I was like, girl, whatever, let's roll. And she ended up being a captain. Like, she learned how to tumble. She took stunting seriously. Her jumps were beautiful. She was great at performing. She was just amazing. It is her senior year. We're about to go compete for a conference championship, see if we can get a national championship. And she's like, I can't finish school. Mind you, right? Like, mind you, a lot of the times people have to leave school because it was a private school. They have to leave because it's too expensive. Mommy had the bag. She had it. So it wasn't a money issue. It was literally like, I can't do it here. I can't win here. I can't succeed here. I have to go. What? Girl, you in all my stuff. You in everything. So do yourself a favor. Okay? Do yourself a favor. Don't accept, oh, I'm doing fine. Don't accept that. Don't accept that, because that's just an automatic, oh, how you doing? I'm good. Oh, I'm good, right? Oh, you good? Word, how are classes? Word, let's pull up your grades. Oh, what's this C right here? Because everything else is a B. What's this C? Oh, it's nothing. The teacher's just a hater. Bring it back. Bring it back. What you mean? Right? Get into it. Get it. I had a hard time when I was coaching college, prying into my girls' lives, because I didn't want to seem like the relationship was inappropriate. Like, I don't know. Like, my biggest fear as a male coach in a woman industry is like me just doing something out of the spirit, out of like not thinking how it could be taken or whatever, and then it turning into something that it wasn't, right? Like, that's a real concern of mine. Because this is all I ever want to do. This is what I wake up wanting to do. This is what I go to sleep wanting to do. Like, I just want to coach and help these athletes get better. And if this ever gets taken away from me, like, I don't know what I would, like, I know what I've tried to do, and I know that it hasn't worked. I've tried being a manager at FedEx. I've tried working at Casey's. I've tried doing all these other things, but all I want to do, all that God has called me to do, is to coach, cheer, and gymnastics and tumbling. Like, that's all God has called me to do. And so I'm very cognizant of, like, all right, well, I don't text my athletes before. Well, I don't text my athletes before 4 a.m., right? But I'll text my athletes at 5 or 6, but I won't text my athletes after 9 p.m., right? Like, I hate digging into it, but you have to. You have to dig into these kids' lives and dig into these parents' lives, dig into these families' lives, and make sure they're okay, because it's about winning, but not the way you think it is. Like I said, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care, right? And so when you're in there and you're like, yo, I need to know what's going on with you, not only does that send a message to them, but it sends a message to the team, like, oh no, coach will be at your door at 2 a.m. if you're not acting right. Coach will snatch you out the club if you're not supposed to be there, right? Like, and so that lets those athletes know, oh, I am loved. It's so crazy. Me personally, as a person, I don't like people telling me what to do. I'm grown. I have my own discipline. I have my own morals. I know what right and wrong is. Don't worry about it. I'm good, right? But that's not what people want. That's not what people want. And especially not your athletes. Like, your athletes want to know that you will. My wife, we are a very healthy relationship. Beautiful vanilla goddess, Amanda, I love you. Very healthy relationship. But sometimes she'll say something that, like, is against the morals that we have in this family that we established, the parameters, and I'd be like, yo, if you talk like that again, I'll snatch you up. I don't know what you're talking about right now. And like, it's a little toxic, but she loves knowing that, oh, okay, no, he don't play about me. No, I do not. People want to know that there is somebody out there that does not play about them, right? And so do it because that's what they need from you. That's what they need from you as a leader. And when they know that you care, they'll give you more effort, and then you're more likely to reach your goals. So when we talk about winning, right, we have to define what winning is for you and your team, your culture. We have to set the parameters as to what is in bounds and what is out of bounds for this team. Then we have to measure that we are on track to do those things. And then we have to love our team through the ups and the downs. There's a lot of things that people say to me that mean so much to me that they don't even care about, right? But I guess it happens to everybody. But I had my senior level 2 team, might have been 4.2. And one of my girls was just super nervous because she was having imposter syndrome. She's like, yo, coach picked me up out of the street. I don't know that I should really be here. Like, all these other girls have been telling me their whole lives. I don't have a round off. And her mom was like, listen, just let go and let Zo. What? You trust me with your daughter? You trust me with your daughter so much that you just said, whatever Zo says, go do it. Go. Right? Like, that's a big compliment to me because I'm just a cheer coach, guys. I just, when you walk on this mat, I just try to make sure that you come off in a whole piece and a better person. That's all I do. But these parents, right? They trust me, and those kids, they trust me. They trust us, and we're building those relationships. And you already know, right? Like, your mom, what you gonna do for your mom? Whatever. Your mom tell you right now, yo, I'm getting kidnapped. I'm in the trunk of the car. You don't even know what the problem is, but you gone. You you'll be on Find My iPhone, tracking her down, trying to get your mother back, right? When you build these relationships with your athletes, it's very similar. That relationship is there's nothing they won't do for you. I said there were people in the 80s and 70s who said they would run through a brick wall for Coach K. I'm willing to bet my entire life, my entire career, that the reason that they are so invested in Coach K is because they felt like Coach K was that invested into them. So if we invest into our athletes, whatever the cost may be, at whatever cost, then and only then will we create the environment that will make winning the only logical response. Hey guys, I did not plan for this live. I thought I was going to have time and then I got cut off, but this was I had a great time. I hope you guys had a great time. If you are looking for mentorship, if you are looking for a coach's coach, if you're looking for somebody, yo, I just need to learn motions, teach me how to teach jumps because my girls look crazy. The crowd does not care about us when we're out there. How can we fix that? What are some cute transitions? Whatever you need, I'm here. Okay, I'm here. Book a call. Oh, I said I was going to leave. Guys, I'm a really good coach. I'm not the best with technology. I am sorry. I don't be trying to mislead y'all. It's hard, and I'm still learning this part of the business. But book a call with me, okay? Be a part of my mentorship program. From 0 to 6 weeks, you can go from knowing nothing to knowing everything. Because I'm going to give you everything. I got training videos for everything. I got processes for everything. You just pull it out. Oh, this is how we do a full up. Let me watch that real quick. Bet, this is how we coach a full up, okay? If you want mentorship, if you want help with what you're doing, if you want to be able to be the coach that changed your life for these other athletes, you want to change their lives, hit me up. Let's get together. Let's make it happen. Thank you for watching the ZoShow Live. Peace.